Clinic 5 Addiction Recovery. Addiction doesn't look like you think.
My name is Brittany. I'm a person just like you are, except for I am a recovering addict. I found hope and I found healing here at Clinic 5 with the help of the amazing staff and doctors. I see my future bright. I actually see a future now.
Clinic 5 Addiction Recovery. Addiction doesn't look like you think. Call 256-952-2709 or visit us online at clinic5.com.
Now is the time, and Team One Hyundai is the place for the best deals on a new Hyundai. Rebates up to $2,000, 3 years of complimentary maintenance, and the lowest price you'll find anywhere. Team One Hyundai, Highway 77 in Rainbow City.
So my husband and I decided to open Jasmine's Screw and Cantina here in Gaston. We already have a business. It's Jasmine's Lopez Agency. So here Gaston was the best place to open a second business. Exchange Bank made this really, really easy. I thought it was gonna be a really hard process, but they were so nice, so sweet, and they explained everything by detail. And as you can see, they helped me make all this possible. It was really easy and they were always there. They were just a phone call away.
Trent Thrasher Construction. From idea to completion, we manage it all. At Trent Thrasher Construction, we create spaces big enough to hold your dreams. We believe in the nobility of hard work. That's what sets us apart. We take pride in everything that we do. There are lots of companies out there that can build your project, but at Trent Thrasher Construction, we don't just build, we create, innovate, collaborate, and take absolute pride in every single project we do. Trent Thrasher Construction. We're here for you.
Am I ever going to get sponsorship from Diet Coke?
We hope so, Mayor. We really do. Welcome to the Mayor Joe Taylor Show. Jado White, what's up, buddy?
You know, just going from the last mayor show to this one, it's going to be a little different. It's going to be a little different. Although you sent two amazing representatives for your stat last. It was a fun show. Yeah. Those two were. Who were they? That was Camp. You may have heard of him.
I do. I know who you're talking about now.
And who's the other guy?
Jordan McCartney.
That's right.
Oh, McCartney.
Mm-hmm. Is it kin to the McCartneys? Construction?
No, different set of McCartney. Jordan was the catcher at Westbrook. Good little catcher. Ended up going to college up Tennessee, maybe.
Huh. Good dude.
Great looking. Maybe Maryland or something. Okay. Good little. Good catcher. Great detective.
There's a theme
now
of
he's
all
over
these
our
former Westbrook baseball players in the city of Rainbow City.
Yeah, they're kind of showing up.
They are just coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah, and if you went to Litchfield back in the day, that helps you too. That gives you credibility.
So did you coach him?
I did not.
So he's not like a Matt Skelton.
No. Matt Skelton, I made him what he is.
No,
Who's Bunt? Maybe Bunt?
Bunt. Bunt.
Yeah, Bunt. Yeah. There was one sign: bunt the ball. Bunt the ball, go.
Just run. Just run.
It's hard to believe that he's so fast, like you described it.
It was unbelievable.
Because he don't get in a hurry for anything right now.
Why is he got to get hurt?
I mean, he's Matt Skelton, right?
That's right.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
About to be the judge. I mean,
it's gotta be good to get a judge.
Oh,
excuse
me. We still got to get you a judge's robe. I think we're missing out.
Fair.
We're missing out.
Yeah.
There's no way that Mayor Taylor does not go into Judge Haney's chamber when she's not there and put the robe on.
I'm not going to lie about it.
Yeah.
I have. Yeah. No, I talked to her yesterday, and I was like, Judge, what's going on in the world right now, and she knows that everything's melting down. She's just such a solid part of our government, and she said, Joe, I'm just going to tell you, I don't get in your business. You don't get in my business. And that's the way this thing's supposed to work. We've just got a great municipal court. That was a good segue right there on it.
It was straight to court.
Yeah.
Jeff,
Well,
welcome to court.
thanks, buddy.
Night court. This is a night court kind of show.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because our first 30 minutes, we talked about how we're going to get Jeff to the point where his face doesn't show his emotions.
Yes.
If we can,
That's why I wear my hat and I pull it down a little
and that's
lower.
why it's so low.
Right. Right.
Because your eyes are the.
And that's
I
why
just can't hide how I feel about people.
And that's
things.
why that's why he pretends like he's reading the Bible when he's preaching sometimes, and I know he ain't because he don't.
I'll be looking at people, plotting on them. Yeah.
That's so fun. So what's going on in the great city of Rainbow City?
Everything's
man?
good. I mean, it's just wide open. We've got our big groundbreaking for our recreation center.
Heck yeah.
Next Friday, not this Friday,
We'll
the
be there with
following
you.
Friday.
We'll be
Yeah,
there
you
with
need
you.
to be there September 6th at 10 o'clock a.m. A bunch of people out, have a little food, and just get a chance to kick this thing off right. Pray over that property.
Dang right.
And do it the right way. And I think that this city's ready for it. They're no doubt ready for it. We haven't had any complaints in what we're doing. I mean, you have the occasional person from another city that'll say, "Once you build some more ball fields, all we can say back is, why don't you?" We don't know. I mean, the thing about our finances right now, we're going through budget process right now, and we're doing well. I mean, this city is growing. We started out with a budget that was somewhere around I think when I came in, it was in the just shy of 10 million. Right now we're somewhere around 15 to 17 million, and so this city's growing. It's growing at a crazy pace, and we're doing everything that we possibly can to return. We try to return all of that money back, as good stewards, and return it back in great service.
Well, the farmers market,
Man,
it's a hit.
Andy Hughes, and I'm going to get Andy to come on the show.
Yes.
We've been talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
Sending Camp
Sure.
and Jordan. That was a trial run. It didn't go as well as I thought it would, but we're going to send. We'll send Andy up here. Andy he's just a ball of energy.
Yeah.
He's just a great guy, a great community guy, and he's found that way to put that farmers market on the map. I mean, we've got a little music there. I mean, it's cool. We've got all these different vendors, and all of them are putting that farm to table opportunity, to our people, and they're eating it up. I mean, they rarely make it, to quitting time, at 12 o'clock without running out of their product.
So you have coffee, you have tacos. You were bragging on some tacos over there.
Yesterday we had
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A. And we see Chick-fil-A a little bit as a hometown vendor. I know
Sure.
that it's a national chain for sure, but anybody closes on Sunday, it's got to have a little something about
Man,
it.
that's those
And so
chicken.
we had Chick-fil-A show up yesterday. They're coming for the next 5 Mondays, I think is what they're going to be doing. So plan your lunch to come there. That taco truck, Chanitos, or I think it's what it is.
Careful.
Look, their
Easy.
crunch wrap is a different thing.
Really?
Oh, this thing's unbelievable. It
Well,
filled
him
the bottom.
promote food, it had to
Love
be
it.
something.
That's
Love
right.
it.
Yeah.
I mean,
If it was in Gads, then it'd be a beer garden. Sorry. So,
See, there it is. See,
So-
Jeff had a chance, and he didn't.
I just let him
He
ride,
failed.
son.
we
My
get
son
a,
is employed by the city, so
we get a lot of Chick-fil-A lately now that my wife, they think she's allergic to gluten. So she's going on that path and get so those grilled tenders, right? Grilled nuggets or whatever. I'm a fried guy myself. Chick-fil-A,
You a jumping jack man yourself.
And so we're there a lot lately. I need a discount Chick-fil-A.
I compare everything in my life as far as my love for people is compared to fried chicken. If I love you more than fried chicken, I love you, and that's for real.
So you got 4 people in your life.
That's right. That's about it.
Wife,
It's
kids.
Yeah, it kind of ran out then.
Well, no, he's got his son, Jameson.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got.
He does
that.
call you daddy, though.
He does. He knows that too.
You
I'm
like
sure
him.
he's on here right now, just worried sick about what we're saying.
He better be in school.
He has FOMO worse than anybody I've ever seen. He's got the fear of missing out. He can't stand it.
So I got to see your mother for just a few minutes yesterday, and just so you know, she went to the market and got some fresh okra.
Did she?
But-
She did not tell me that.
Well, because then I'm going into, I'm about to get some okra. It was just enough for her and Rick.
Oh wow! Way to go
Those
there.
Rainbow City people.
Yeah.
That's how you are.
Just getting all selfish.
So I need some fried okra.
That's what I was hoping for.
Do
Listen,
you?
there's a-
What's your go-to out here?
Okay, out here it's squash from either of the two people on the right. They have the little small yellow squash,
Yeah.
and when it's small, it's great. That's the way I like it. And Rachel cooks like a 90-year-old woman. I mean, it's incredible. Her squash and okra, and she has been known to take that Vidalia onion and cut that thing up and put it in there.
Come on.
It ain't no joke.
Come
I
on.
mean, she'll put them all together.
Yes.
And it's like a fried succotash. I mean, it's
that's
got something.
good.
So I was going to say, I'm from Missouri. You got to show me.
Show.
That
You're
girl
talking
right
about, I
there,
need to see it.
And she can cook for 100
You know why?
people.
She's from Itala.
That's right.
That's how we do things over there. To
I
be
would
fair.
agree
That's
with
a
that.
fact.
To be fair. So I stopped in, had to drop something off for Miss Kay yesterday. And there's a sign, gone to the farmer's market for lunch. How can you be mad about that?
I'm in Mayberry.
Oh my
It
God.
was great. It was both offices, so it was the police had the same sign.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. That's so good.
Which is really cool though. That you give them, hey, you can go spend a little bit of time out
Well,
there.
that's right. These are grown-ups. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't treat our associates like they're kids. I mean, I think that's a horrible culture. I mean, I think that some of our employees came out of that type of culture, and and they still kind of look around the corner when I walk down the hall. I'm concerned with their life. How things are going. What their quality of life is now and what we can make it, and that's not hard. So I want to see them out at our farmers market. Everybody that walked out yesterday, my brother was out there selling watermelons, and my brother would say, "What do you think about that mayor?" He wanted a sour outlook to come from one of our people, and he said, he's a real country guy, and he said, "I actually think they like you, buddy." And I said, "Well, they might do it. It's okay for them to like me."
selling watermelons. That's how you really get to know somebody.
It is, yeah. Somebody sell you a watermelon because you'll bring that thing back. That's an investment.
You gotta
$8-10 for a watermelon.
And it takes good 10 minutes to pick it the right one.
That's right. Yeah.
Got a lot of thumping.
A lot of thumping going on there. Yeah, sounds like a young war out in the front parking lot.
So I can't let the show go any further without bringing up what happened last night at the at the city council meeting.
Okay.
102 years.
Maxine, I'm telling you, this lady is amazing. We actually Andy came up to the office and he said, "Hey, you've got to come out here." And he does that from time to time, and it's usually somebody that's interesting or whatever. And he said, "There's a lady out here that's 102 years old, about to turn 102 years old." And so I go down there, and she's in her chair, so that they can get around. But she gets around well. And I kneel down with her, and I introduce myself, and she starts telling me about how good the market is. We need this. We have to have this. And she said, and she actually asked me, she said, "So when did you lose your hair?" And I thought, this is my friend. This is somebody that she can talk directly to me, But no, she's a wonderful lady. She spent she worked until she was 84 or 85 years old as a nurse at St. Vincent's. I think she said she worked in the nursing field for 60 years.
Wow.
And that's amazing. She's just a precious lady, and she's as sharp as a tack. I mean, it's amazing how she's just held it all together, and there's no doubt she's got good genetics. You don't get to 102 with bad genes, but I promise you, she is a sweet person. But when I first came into office, we started a little centenarian club, and we know that what we were trying to do is just honor their longevity.
Yeah.
And we know when they go in that that time's coming. It's coming for each and every one of us. But we just want them to know how much we appreciate what they've been for the fabric of Rainbow City, and she's one of them. And she is just such a great person.
That smile when you brought her up front, and was it her son that brought her up front?
That was her son. Yeah.
Just the sweetest. And then when they took the picture to watch her kind of cheese it up a little bit was real sweet. One of your councilmen almost made a blunder.
Yeah.
Mere wonderful. But it's so sweet.
It is
I
sweet.
love that.
She's she had on a little tiara last night.
Yeah, she did.
And she had a corsage, and I mean, it was a big night. And
I was
you know,
wanting you to put that on.
Yep, I would have done that.
With the robe, he would have. You know, if he had the robe. What I like is it was so funny. I found myself calling roll.
Yeah,
Roll like you guys called some roll last night.
yeah, we did.
Which caller include myself.
Yes.
Man. No. So I got in my head. I knew it's not. Okay, so this one I got it. Okay, we're good. It was good. It was a good.
Yeah,
meeting.
that's the I even said it at the end of the meeting. You know, there's a lot of city council meetings that they tend to hash out feelings in their meeting. That is not what that portion of time is for. It's set out by decorum and also by Robert's Rule of Order that we're to go in there and execute the business that we should have previously been read up on. So if you go into our meetings and we begin to cross-question each other on the things that means that they weren't prepared. Now that can be one of two things. Either you didn't send them the information for them to read and catch up on. Okay. You didn't make available the people that they needed to go and reference these new changes for. But the truth is I put that on to the council members. That's their job. And they take their job very seriously. So when we meet we have a pre-council, we actually have a work session prior to every council meeting, and it's open to the public. You can come at 3:30 and take part in our work session. You can sit around and it's our session for us to hash out, and we even allow for people that are basically sitting against the wall in the chairs to interject if they would like, you know, and try to understand more about what we're doing. And then we move into a pre-council meeting. That's where if we have any bids or anything like that, those things are opened up. We put those to our agenda, and you can say that that's orchestrated or planned or whatever. But you know, that's not a time for one of our council members to cross-cut. You know, the decisions that are being made. We've had plenty of time, and if in any time in that interim time, that pre-council work session time, that they feel like they're not ready to take it to a vote, then we just stall it. We wait and wait until they can digest more information and get to a position, whether it's yes or no. And I'm not always looking for all yeses.
Sure.
We have some abstention. Sure. I don't know that we've had no's, but it's because, you know, basically we're following laws. And there are times when you say no, you're just saying your personal opinion. And I'm not against council members or myself having my personal opinion, because I have them on a lot of things. But the truth is, you're supposed to be voting for a contingency of people. And that's the citizenry of Rainbow City. So you have to vote and kind of almost set aside your emotion. And sometimes it's tough for people to do. We don't have that problem.
Yeah.
And so our meetings tend to be very succinct, very forceful and straightforward. And at the end of them, then we get a chance to tell the people what a privilege it is to do business, you know, for them.
And you do. Every one of them. Yeah, it's pretty special, very efficient. What I want to be clear, everybody watching, right?
Here we go.
There's actually job openings in the city of Rainbow City.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It never happens.
No, it doesn't happen, and you really need to jump if you're going to jump.
Yeah,
you know, like, and I tell people, you know, we've got some job openings that are coming in our street department. A great department, an opportunity for a kid that's more trade driven to come in. You know, you're gonna get a CDL. You're going to end up running heavy equipment. You're going to prepare yourself for a long-term career at Rainbow City, unless you decide to go somewhere else. And we understand both sides of that. But you know, we have great pay. We have good pay. We have great benefits, and we have the state pension, which puts you long term, you know, in a position to be able to set your life up for two careers. You can have a career with the city, you can retire and move on to a secondary career, and sometimes you can do that simultaneously. But we do have some openings. We've got a library assistant opening, and those positions are good positions. I'll say it's a foot in the door type of position, but it sets you up for a long-term opportunity with the city. I mean, any job at the city, I believe in upward mobility. I believe that longevity matters, and I mean, you can take Heather Hill, our new revenue person, and she's the team leader over any kind of money that comes into the city. So she's our director of revenue. So every dollar that comes into that building comes from her. Heather had a previous life in management with the auto parts industry, and then she decided she wanted to pull away from that and go into civil service, and that's where she is now, with the city, and started out at our animal control, and she was just one of the helpers at the animal control, and actually was an ACO down there, animal control officer. And had an opportunity to come to building, came in and built out our building and permit process in the city, and she got seen. We started, I saw that ability to handle corporate level money and to execute, processes, and now she's our revenue director. So,
well, she's been keeping money from Rick for a long time.
Yeah, that's right, and that's a job. I mean, because Rick likes it. He's retired, and Rick will gallivant. We know that.
Sachet.
That's right. He'll sachet.
Right.
Yeah.
Moving on up. So how do these people apply? Go to the website?
Go to the website. You can do that. But, it's always good to step in and put a face to the name. And you can do that down in our HR department is at city clerk, and in the revenue department. They all share that wing of the building.
And very important, everybody come in close and listen. Today, covered dish.
Covered dish.
We hear about the important stuff.
That's right.
It's the covered
community
dish
center, right?
It's a community center. Yeah, they get together.
10 till 4.
They'll cook it up, and they'll do one thing that I appreciate more than anything.
They clean up.
They'll bring Popeyes. They'll stop by and bring Popeyes. Now, if you've got that to go with your sides, I can eat with.
That's a win.
Yeah, that's a win.
That's a win.
I like how they schedule this though, because it's like right after a farmer's market, the day after, so they get their fresh vegetables and fruit.
And they're gonna pull in that squash. I'm telling you.
Well, when this show's over, we got till 4.
Yeah.
Some fried
See, we want to be
squash.
there. We want to be there close to 4, so they don't want to take nothing home. Just saying.
Give it to these guys.
Yeah,
They're needy.
exactly. We're needy. Oh, good Lord. School's back in session.
Yes.
School's in session. We had the first 3-4 days until traffic settles in. All the kids get to where they're supposed to be, and the principal at John Jones made some. Jenny Rouse, she had to make some adjustments on her traffic pattern, and we do that with our SROs. We put some additional officers on board for those few days until everything kind of settles in. Michael Reeves, showing out his new SRO car.
It's pretty nice.
Oh, it's cool. It's so cool. And that's so good for those kids to go out and see that being a police officer, you can kind of remain cool with it. But he's just a good guy. He's fun. It's funny about Michael. He came to me. We had sent him to some training where you can actually come to our police department now and bring your building plans. And even though we have a planning and engineering department, we have the fire marshal that can look at your building and talk about safety. We now have that element of law enforcement where you can come and show us. He can come and look at your building and help you to write a safety plan for your building. And he's no doubt one of the smartest guys that I think I've ever been around. And we have several of those. I mean, all of our guys are no doubt top-notch police officers, but we have a few that are next level when it comes to their ability to think and execute different types of plans.
Heck yeah.
And Michael's one of those guys. He's an SRO at Rainbow Middle School.
Saw Kenneth yesterday.
Oh man, I saw Kenneth just a few minutes ago, and he was out changing out trailers and doing his thing.
He whipped in my neighborhood and pulled over to see Fu.
Yeah, he's
So-
a good guy. Kenneth's something special.
Just do it. We see that truck, we get happy every time.
Yeah,
we see
I
it.
do.
That's right.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah, when I first came on, Kenneth was driving the worst truck I'd ever been in my life, and it was absolutely terrible. And I said, Kenneth, we got to get you a new truck, and he's just like, no, I don't. I'm good. I'm happy. And I said, well, you can be happy in a new truck. I don't know what problem you
New
would
truck
have
ain't
with
made nobody sad.
that. That's
right.
right. That's
Nope.
right. And we were able to write for a grant to aid him and get him a really, really. Now, come to find out, he's got the nicest truck in the city fleet. which
Some
is
may
nice.
say deservingly so.
Yes, I would say that.
Because that's the mayor.
That of Riddlesby.
Riddlesby.
No doubt about it.
You got a lot of building going on. Super B. A lot of people ride by that are my age and older. They get a little lump in their throat seeing it come down.
Right.
But exciting because y'all were able to fit all those people over there in that ribbon cutting. That was incredible, the crowd.
Unbelievable.
We drove by and it was, the parking lot was packed.
Yeah,
it
there
was like Blockbuster was there grand opening again.
That's well, and somebody actually said that, which I'd forgotten that Blockbuster used to be the corner store, and when I got a chance to speak to that crowd, and it was a huge crowd. I said this has been a cornerstone business in Rainbow City for so long, and they could have decided to up and move and go somewhere else, but they didn't. They're planted, their roots are here, their family is here, and it's funny when you looked in the crowd and spoke to people. They were from Gadsden and Attala and South Side, and that little hometown pharmacy has been a healing post for so many people for so long. They just can't get away from it, and I even said that, my daughter, Addie, worked there this summer, and it taught her so much about people. She even told me, she said, I just love little old men that come in and tell you that you're cute, and they, and I said, well, Addie, I said that, people are people. They're not just shadows running around. These are players in the play, and so it gave her a new appreciation for that. But she's gone off to school at Jacksonville, so I'm not going to say I miss her. I don't miss her mess. But
Well, Super B will teach you how to be very neat and orderly because it was so small. But they still had everything.
Yes.
And they knew exactly. Coach Adams knew exactly where everything was. Dell Adams is a good one.
Yeah.
Got to be pumped about a drive-through.
Oh yeah, they
game changer.
It's a game changer for them. There's no doubt about that. And Coach Adams, this process has taken almost 3 years.
Yeah.
Where they came in, they were looking for property, found property. Just started doing the numbers on those things. And what it was going to take post COVID, cost of building per square foot, and and then they settled in to that corner spot of the plaza. I believe that they'll be another launching pad to move the plaza forward. We need to see the plaza do better. And
Milo's.
Love that. Those out parcels need to be filled up. We need to create a little center street that comes off of Rainbow Drive and create a city center there, because there's a definite need for it. Our numbers are ridiculous. They're going up in traffic, and anybody on that Rainbow Drive section, really south of Meadowbrooks Church, is going to see an opportunity in business that I don't know that you can get anywhere else, and do it in a safe manner.
I just know you better not be driving around that parking lot acting a fool.
No.
That's what I know.
No, you run around in that.
You've been
Rainbow City will jump on you.
Tell Mela Taylor I have a goat on the top of my house he needs a little help with.
Yeah, we can deal with that. I can tell you how to do it over this, or I can come and tell you over the phone.
I would prefer you do it over the phone.
I've been on top of people's houses, and that's the same thing, right?
Bill Taylor, thank you for the comment.
That's Bill.
That's Bill.
Yeah.
You knew who it was.
Yeah, there's no
But
doubt.
you got where they're tearing the Super B down. People had asked, and I saw you made a good comment. It was because they're going to build a shopping village or
that's right,
plaza, not a smaller plaza,
Right.
but with some nice little shops and things. I mean,
A pastry shop is coming.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's okay. The developer, you actually knocked me off balance right there for a second. Did you
I liked
say
it a
that?
little bit. I
That's
think
not
the
awful.
wind.
It just kind of knocked the wind out of it. The developer is out of Georgia, and we've seen a lot of his work, and his work's very, it's very homey, very tight. He's going to bring some big brand and bring some local with it, and he creates these little micro centers, that allow for people to come in and enjoy a cup of coffee, maybe shop a little bit, move over and whether it's to buy a cell phone or to buy some other product. It's like a blended little shopping area, and it's very neat.
You know how? Do you want to know how I heard about it?
Tell me.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, yes, furious.
Oh, well,
she was giving me the business.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just here for coffee.
Yeah.
That's just for coffee.
Well, just to actually push that forward just a little bit more, that is not what's going to happen, and I'll just settle that for Dunkin' right now. That one was initially what was going to happen when there was a different developer. The guy that actually purchased this property was off of a breakfast that I had in Fairhope at the EDAA. I sat down with this lady. She said, "Where are you from?" She said, "Hey, I'm trying to get a meeting with the mayor." I said, "I'm the mayor." We sat
Your
down,
lucky day.
and out of that came Dunkin' and the selling of that property. Dunkin' was looking at the piece of property down by Sylvie, next to Purple Onion, and they couldn't find their in and out there very well, and they were just frustrated. They were going to go ahead and build there, but because they had an option on the property, and she said what we would like, and she had her iPad out at breakfast, and she said we would like that piece of property there. I said I can call the owner, it's for sale right now, and she said no, it's not. And I said, well, I'm going to prove in about 2 minutes that it is. And we stepped outside in the hallway. We made a phone call to the owner of that property, and then Dunkin's there now. So that just, you know, a lot of times people say I can't catch you in your office. I hope you don't.
Yeah.
Just, you know, to be honest with you, you know, I do have an open door policy. People come in daily, all day long. It's like Grand Central Station. There's a lot of time that I have to spend out because my intent is to grow the city in a positive direction, and to do that I have to kind of go to them at times. They have to believe that I'm not just setting up on that second floor, you know, believing that I'm in some sort of tower. It's not that way. It don't work that way.
Yeah, with this general manager there, look, we host the Mayor Joe Taylor show. Yeah. We got no pull.
None.
I
mean, none.
That's zero. We hit play. It's him. Yeah,
well, Jeff's got pull.
I have none. I have none. Yeah.
I beg better than you do.
All right, Keith Sweat, I got you, baby. Please. I'm just trying to get respect.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get
Diet Coke sponsorship.
Diet Coke sponsorship. I mean, what's it take?
They're
right here in Atlanta.
I mean, get it. Yeah.
Jump across the board.
Right across from the varsity.
Help a brother up.
How would you know? I mean, what?
How would I know that across from the varsity? Please, you see him wearing that little hat?
Yes.
Give me that cheeseburger, baby. Give me that cheeseburger.
A mayor that gets stuff done is what
that's a novel
Ms.
concept.
McNutt says.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Yeah. I appreciate it. I think it kind of holds true that when I came into office, our staff was just primed for moving, you know, for doing great things. And we've got so many talented people. And some of them were maybe in the wrong spots. And so, you know, we've kind of twisted and turned and moved them around. The utilization of my assistant, Karen Frost, you know, Karen was just the person that printed out emails and passed them to the different people, you know. And Karen now does our grant writing for our police department, and she's bringing in hundreds of thousands of dollars per year. And I guess people just think she answers my phone, and that's so little a part of what she does. The same thing goes for our payroll lady, Crystal Gazaway. Crystal is a brilliant money mind, and she and I get to spar continuously about the money of the city. I separate myself during budget time. I don't get in the room with them.
Yeah.
They work out the budget. The city clerk, the accounts payable lady, Cindy, and also Crystal, and a little bit of Karen. They get together and they hash out the budget with the department heads feeding them information. I get the same thing from the department heads. I formulate a budget, they formulate one, and then we get together, and that's when we break it down to what it has to be. And we're always so close. It's amazing that they have this innate ability to, and I think it's because we have really good communication. They know what's coming, and so they're not in the dark guessing at what the need for aggregate material is in the street department. They know what our projects are, and we just feed them with adequate information, and we put together a great budget.
Hey, sit up.
It's looking at about 15
Sit up
million.
straight. Tony Colford's watching.
I saw it pop on.
Tony's watching.
Yeah,
Continue,
that's-
Mr. Mayor.
That's Bosie Calvert watching from no telling where's. I'm sure in some parking lot. But that's my buddy. Yeah. No, there's no doubt about it. I got Bill Taylor, got Tony Cal. I mean, there's a lot.
They missed
I'm
you.
bringing something to
They
the
missed
show.
you
right?
because you were off on it. You know,
That's
they wanted to
right.
see.
I mean, you watch two cops. This right here is a refreshing change.
I mean, it was a concern. I mean, they didn't know if you
We
you had
learned
been-
something
you-
new by them, though, didn't we, Jerry?
What is that? Oh,
It was the
was it about the?
yeah the donuts. They're not donuts.
No,
They're
cop biscuits.
Cop biscuits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Is that a
Well, I
word
can tell
invented
you,
by
I've
a
never heard of it
fireman?
before.
I think you would.
I'm a former firefighter, and 25 years of that, you learn to appreciate the fact that cops are, and police officers. I don't even like calling them cops. That police officers do their job, but they were 5 points from being a firefighter, and and when you think of it that way, you always have that love for them because they were trying.
so close.
Yeah, so close. Yeah.
And that's why your golf game's better, they said, because the police officer said because you guys get a lot of sleep.
They
a lot
did
of
want
rest.
to play a basketball game.
Oh, is it
That-
like the
they want-
basketball?
They want us to broadcast, put on a basketball game, Rainbow City Fire Department against Rainbow City Police Department.
I don't think they wanted any of that pickleball though.
They don't want golf either.
Or
They
golf.
let
No,
that-
no,
They
they
don't
don't
want
want
golf.
golf. They don't want
Yeah.
golf. They don't want pickleball.
Yeah.
They don't want Trivial Pursuit. There's a lot of things that they don't want Jeopardy.
Oh. So you're saying no quiz bowl nights?
No quiz ball. We're not going to have that. Yeah. I mean, it would take them 20 minutes to figure out what the buzzer is. But no, they're great guys. I mean,
I did drive by Duncan. I did drive by Duncan. It was a couple weeks ago. I was coming in to the studio. We were doing a show, and I looked over, and I think every police officer in Rainbow City was at Duncan getting cop biscuits, and it was the safest place in Rainbow
It's
City.
the safest place in Rainbow
I mean,
City.
it is.
Between that and Aldona Pizza Company, there's
yeah.
always officers
That's
at Aldona
true.
Pizza Company.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at them.
Me neither.
I get it.
Smart. That shows some smarts.
That's right.
Just protecting that side of town too.
But if you were 5 points higher, you would be down in the village in another restaurant down there.
That's just the Union Jack.
Union Jacks.
yeah. Big budget.
Yeah,
I love
we,
that pecan coffee, by the way.
Yeah, you
At
will.
Union Jacks.
They got pecan
Is that
coffee.
good?
Huh.
Union Jack's has Friday breakfast tacos. And listen, and I'm about to start. I'm gonna put some pressure on Simon and
Simon's great.
they've got to make that an absolute. It's and I'm not gonna lie about it. His son in the back, he'll come up and say, "You want the tacos?" And it's that whisper. It's almost like a deal that we're making.
It's good to be
Yeah,
mayor.
that's right.
Good to
and
be
then
mayor.
he'll go back and whip them up, and then I get stared at because everybody's like, "He got the last tacos," because they'll tell him we're not doing tacos.
Breakfast tacos.
Fridays.
What's the makeup of Union Jack's breakfast taco? Tell us.
It's the smaller tortilla, which I love.
The original? Yeah.
The original size tortilla, and it's laying in that cool tray thing, so that way you don't have that mess to go with. They do. It's a scramble that's got either bacon, sausage, and then it's got cheese, pico, and then they give you a side of and all the pico's homemade and it's fried, and then a side of that salsa so that you can kind of dip and catch that bite. It's real deal food.
Fridays only.
Fridays only, and I'm and but now look, it's spotty. Sometimes they won't do it on Friday. I'm trying to push right now I'm saying to this audience, pressure Union Jack to go to Friday breakfast tacos. Make a phone call.
Every day.
That's right.
Every day.
I like every day.
Every day. I'm going to have to go down there and get some then.
It's the best.
I say we go today after
We
the
call
show
it in.
and say, hey, Mayor Joe Taylor said you would do us breakfast tacos today.
I bet they would.
We need to do the taste. We need to do
haven't done that lately.
we need to do that
Okay.
with the breakfast tacos
Okay.
from Union Jack's.
I mean,
Yeah.
We're going to do that.
Yeah, that has to happen.
Yes.
we still get comments about the pizza.
I
when
know.
do.
We may need to bring Mayor in for that taste.
Well, and I'm going to tell you, there's another thing out here. Now, I haven't tried it yet, but
Okay.
it's coming soon. And I wish Camp on.
I haven't
because he
noticed.
could give us some information on this thing. There is a burrito that's like
I'm intrigued.
at LTAP, and it's off the menu, and this thing is, and he's got to kick in. I mean, he's got to tell us, but I don't remember the name of it, but it's like a flaming cheese burrito.
What?
Yeah, I know. It's a moment that kind of stops you for a second, and you go, "Wait a minute! I can't even imagine what this is." Camp Yancey is addicted to this thing.
Flaming cheese.
Yeah, it's a once a week opportunity.
man.
Man, we had
Love
flaming
flaming
cheese and a special lunch number 3 for years.
Yes.
And then you top that thing, that big burrito they have with this flaming cheese program. I'm sorry. And he said it toasts that outside of that tortilla. And maybe we're talking too much about food, but it's got to be a priority in our life.
I know I got a tear in my eye.
Yeah, you're upset.
I'm getting a little emotional
Yeah,
right now.
that's right.
Getting a little emotional. Jeez.
That's what we need to do is just start reviewing the food in Rainbow City.
Praise God.
Because I'm just, we already know about Meatloaf Monday down at Little Bridge. I mean, we can't even talk about that. That's a religious experience.
Yeah, and you top that with a bushwhacker.
There it is. There it is.
There it is. Yeah, we have talked about it because now I've got some recollection of talking about that
All right.
bushwhacker.
Lil Craig know what he's doing.
That's right.
Lil Craig knows what he's doing.
Well, you talk about the bushwhacker now. You can go in Liquor Locker. They have that off premises.
Where is? I saw you guys welcome them, the new owners at City Council. I don't. Where is that?
It is in the old Cofields Print.
I'm asking for Baptist. I'm not.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's in, and just for reference.
Yeah, just for reference.
But it's right next to Walgreen, on Highway 77, right behind where it was a big brick building that was the Cofields Printing Shop. It's in there, and it is a spotless establishment. It is absolutely pristine, clean inside this place. Okay. Vic and his partner, those guys are in there, and they're turning out a different level of liquor store.
Wow.
And I wish there was another word, because liquor store always sounds bad.
Packaging store.
They just dropped package store.
Spirits.
They dropped out, but they
that's
have.
out of town. They're Baptists.
I think they have 10 different frozen smoothie alcoholic beverages. And look, I'm the guy.
Wait, a
that say
smoothie?
That.
Smoothie?
Yes, I mean, or what a slushy,
Hey,
whatever kind of
watch
thing.
your mouth.
Same thing. I didn't say slosh. I said slushy. Yeah.
Don't drink so many
Yeah.
slushies that you get sloshy.
That you get sloshy. Yeah.
Because
So I know where it is. It's back there by the old paint store, by the old decorator store. Is it close to that?
No. This is actually on set directly across from LTAP on the other side.
Oh,
Yeah. So you got Walgreens on the corner, and right behind it.
okay.
but don't walk to it from LTAP.
No,
Not a good
no,
choice.
you're not gonna get across that intersection.
Cam Yates says flaming cheese burrito is the best thing.
There he
ever.
is.
So we can order this, Camp? I mean,
Flaming cheese.
I'm wondering if that's like a
burrito.
cheap special, because if it is, we're about to overrun them with this flaming cheese burrito.
It's about to get
Yeah,
Flaming
serious.
cheese burrito.
but it's real deal. I mean, according to Camp, and I have no
You
reason.
ain't gonna not trust him in food.
That's right.
I say he comes from a long line of eaters.
That's right.
His dad looks good though. He's
does
thin.
look
good. Yeah.
All thin.
Man.
and stuff.
Hey, that's something.
Kinda interesting.
His Camp's granddad and grandmother was in a bad car wreck, and just got some health issues right now. And I mean, I'll reach out and ask people to pray for them.
Yeah,
Cecil
absolutely.
Yancey, the veterinarian,
Yeah.
just a great guy. Chris and Pat's dad, and just a kind of a terrible situation. I think this happened maybe Friday, and
I hadn't heard about
they
it either.
still have some complications right now that they're trying to work through and get them to some good care. And
Absolutely.
but Camp's just he's a top notch guy.
I'll be praying for him, Cam.
Yep.
Sorry about that.
He
It's
said-
off menu. Just ask for it.
It's about to be on menu.
It sure
Yes.
is.
Wow.
Good.
I think it has to go on the menu.
You think we could have one?
I mean, would you want to?
Not really.
I hate that when Rachel will do that.
I try to say that to
You'll
my wife
split-
watches. She,
Yeah.
your intake, but
Yeah, she'll say, you split something. No,
So the only thing Joe wants to split is the check.
that's right.
you split that
Yeah.
check, Rachel.
Don't get half of it, girl.
You need to pick that check up every now and then. I'm gonna tell you something. That's when her left always sit on the side where I can see the door, and whichever outside arm she has, that thing don't work when that check comes because she won't reach and grab it. I'll just say it to her.
We had Jerry and I have a guy that had a guy we used to go eat with, and that brother, he all of a sudden developed alligator arms.
Oh yeah, too short.
But yeah,
he can't get there.
Couldn't get it. He couldn't get it.
He T-Rexed on you.
Yeah, he sure did. I bet he's still doing it to this
Yeah,
day.
he ain't paid for a lunch in 6 years.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a good
Cheap
one.
Rainbow City constituent.
Yeah,
But Joe's asking for your vote.
that's right. We need your vote.
It don't cost you no money.
Don't let them get to you.
It costs you no money. You'll get it. Oh, Joe, anything in closing?
No, I mean it's I said last night at our council meeting, we're about to enter into that political season.
Yeah.
We got placed on a 5-year term, just so that they could get us off of that election cycle with the president, so that we can have that community voter turnout. And I hope that works. I think it's going to work. You're going to see people start to come out and qualify, and my thing is, find somebody that that's going to be good for your city. Yeah. And if you're dissatisfied with who you have now, find a way to replace those people and put somebody in action. It's I don't think it's a good or bad thing, to find the appropriate side that you want to, put your conviction with.
Sure.
And so we're in that season right now, and you'll begin to see it heat up, and that talk about elections, and I always ask people to be nice. I can go back to my election, and Terry John Calhoun and I met, and we actually said, let's be gentlemen, and that worked out.
And meant it.
Yeah, absolutely meant
Yeah.
every bit of it, and that's gotten outside of this county and outside of the city and moved all the way to Montgomery, where I've had people make comments on going back and looking at our page and looking at the way we handled our election here, and it puts a lot of pressure on our city clerk. She is she's our election official. And she's beginning to work now. We have to put extra money in our budget. I think it's $22,000 that it takes for her to put on an election, and just a lot of pressure and a lot of getting it right. And she does an incredible job with it. That's Beth Lee.
Your chief, Chief Yancey, said to ask you real quick. I know we're about ready to go. But he says, ask the mayor what he thinks about our open house for the Explorer program.
Oh, wow. I should have mentioned that straight out of the gate. Camp and Jason Higgins and Jordan and some of our other guys, Jared Pale, those guys came and said, hey, they put together a plan to do an Explorer program. Now, you have to think about what an Explorer program will do. It's a very advanced program where you're asking high school age kids to come in and college age kids to come in and be a part of something that really is a workforce development program. After going and listening to them and watching their initial meeting, and you look at the cross cut of people that are there, these are incredibly involved kids in activities at their school and college, and they packed the house. They packed our council room with kids that are interested not only in community service, because they will be going out and taking part in our public events, and they'll go and just learn what I call confidence training, with the police department of how to handle conversations with people. It teaches communication. It teaches them to kind of read the scene and keep their head on a swivel. I think it's all of the things that a parent would really want their child to know. I just encourage the ones that didn't come to that were interested or somewhat interested, come and give it a shot. You can always decide that this is not for me. And I think that when I got there, I think they've got a little cadre of, I think there's 9 police officers, of our 20-something police officers. And you got to remember, half of ours that day had to be asleep because they were coming in for their night shift. I don't know how many officers that we'll have involved in that, pretty much the whole department. And it's an opportunity for you to send your kid out to something that's going to have a lifelong appreciative value.
That's awesome.
Maybe some churches need to send their congregation to learn how to talk to somebody.
I sent some of the deacons in there.
Oh, come on.
That's
good preaching.
Woo! Hallelujah. Here's what I'll say, and I'm done. I don't know who's going to run in Rainbow City for whatever, but if there was somebody I could point a finger and say, you got to go, Rainbow City can do better, I would, because this kind of show this is. Man, you really got a great group of people pushing together in the right direction. So that's just my two. I'm just saying, It's a great group.
Well, and I'll say that I agree with you completely, and and of course I don't discourage anybody from running even against me.
Sure.
But I will say this, that group of people are absolutely equipped to do this work, and I think we're proving that out every day that we're putting out a really, really good product. And I know it always sounds like I'm building machines when I talk about the product, but the product is services that are premium back to our citizens. It's the good stewardship of their taxpayer money, and we're doing every bit of that. And I promise you, there's not a wasted dollar in that city. And if we find it, we turn it in a direction that it'll do good. And I feel very, very confident in the group that we have now.
I agree.
And that's not to say that anybody shouldn't, strap it on and give it a try.
Sure. Good luck to you.
Yeah, that's all I can say. Good luck to you. All right, Mayor Joe Taylor, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for joining us always. 50 minutes in, 51 minutes in, take that Jamie Grant in your face. That's how it works.
Come on, Jamie.
Stay close, stay close.